The EU's market watchdog is pushing for extra cyber defenses in new crypto rules. And so in this video, we're going to look at why and how the ESMA is asking for amendments to tighten regulations with demand for external audits of defenses against hackers. Hi everybody and welcome again to another episode of Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon. Now in today's video we're going to be discussing Europe and the regulations that they've got going on there. Because the ESMA, that's the European Securities and Markets Authority, are calling for stricter cyber defense requirements for crypto companies, operating in Europe. So as always, guys, let's jump straight into this article. Let's give it a quick read through and then see what we're talking about, and then we'll analyze it after. So crypto companies should be forced to hold external audits of their cyber defenses. This is according to the EU's markets regulator, which is urging lawmakers in Brussels to amend the region's flagship regulation of the sector to better protect consumers. The European Securities and Markets Authority will on Wednesday say it considers tougher rules on cyber protection to be an essential part of the EU regime covering crypto companies, which is due to come into force fully from December. Widely considered the most far-reaching set of crypto rules so far, the EU's markets in crypto assets regulation aims to oversee a sector that is otherwise largely unregulated and has been plagued by recent scandals, including the high-profile collapse of Bahamas-based exchange FTX. ESMA has pressed for the inclusion of a requirement for crypto companies to carry out a third-party audit of their capacity to withstand cyber attacks as it works on finalising the implementation of the rules which were passed by EU lawmakers last year. However, the European Commission has pushed back against the move, saying ESMA is overreaching by going beyond the remit of the legislation, and ESMA declined to comment on the Commission. ESMA declined to comment, and the Commission did not respond to a request for comment. Cyber attacks have pervaded the crypto industry since its inception, with hackers eager to steal customers' funds. More than $1.5 billion was stolen from crypto companies in the first 6 months of this year. This is according to blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis, and about 84% higher than the amount stolen over the same period of 2023. Crypto thieves seem to be returning to their roots and targeting centralized exchanges again, Chainalysis said, noting that nearly 150 hacking incidents took place in the first half of 2024. And under the incoming EU regulation, crypto groups will need to gain a license from one of the bloc's member countries by complying with the new rules, including requirements that senior executives be fit and proper and their controls to block money laundering sufficiently robust. And it just goes on to say after that that companies like Binance, WazirX and BingX were all hacked. BingX was hacked of around $45 million just last month. Now, what's interesting about this article is that the European Commission is essentially pushing back against the ESMA's proposal. And this is significant because the European Commission here is essentially saying that the ESMA is going beyond its authority by trying to add a requirement that wasn't even initially included within this MiCA legislation. So this is creating some uncertainty, it's creating some confusion, and while these MiCA regulations will already impose these requirements on crypto companies like licensing, AML, KYC, additional cybersecurity requirements might not actually make it into the final version. So we are actually seeing some tension here, and this is highlighting this sort of complex balance between fostering innovation in the crypto space and also trying to ensure that regulatory frameworks are actually strong enough to protect users, and prevent fraud, things like that. So some people might argue that too much regulation can stifle industries, and it does. I don't think that's going to happen in crypto, but it's still something that everybody's aware of. And other people are going to say that cybersecurity measures as non-negotiable, especially given the scale of recent hacks, with BingX and others. So If the proposal for a third-party audit is dropped, it could then mean that users will still need to be extra cautious about where they store their assets, for example, as exchanges would be left to decide for themselves, their own level of security. It will not be sort of enforced upon them. So it's an important, and this is why, we can skip all this as users, as the average person like me and you, we can just not keep our Bitcoin and crypto on exchanges. It's one of the most important things you can do is to self-custody your crypto. Don't leave it to a crypto to look after it or another custodian. You take responsibility for it, take custody of it, and that way it's very, very difficult to have it. And if you do it properly, it's almost impossible to have it taken away from you. And this article is providing some insight into the broader state of the crypto industry as well, because despite our rapid growth and enthusiasm around DeFi, decentralized finance, this industry still suffers from vulnerabilities that make it attractive to hackers. We have a lot of hackers, a lot of scammers, but so does the TradFi world. It's crypto's no different. It's not worse and it's not better. But it is there. We do have scammers, we do have hackers, just like we do in the regular world, in the regular finance world. Scammers didn't come along when crypto came along. Those scammers were around long, long before crypto ever came. But this is, underscored by this statistic that $1.5 billion was stolen from crypto platforms in just the first, just the first half of 2024. So, even though we are maturing as a sector, it's, security challenges do seem to be growing because obviously there's more money involved, and it's going to, for governments anyway, we're going to see a push for this sort of regulatory oversight, and it's going to include audits, cybersecurity audits, and they're going to be even more relevant. So I think going forward, we're going to see a lot of cybersecurity audit firms popping up. I think we're going to get, because it just seems to be really, really in demand. So for crypto users anyway, in the European Union, it looks like they'll benefit from some stricter regulation, if such a term can be applied, aimed at protecting their investments. But this resistance from the European Commission is signalling that these changes are far from guaranteed. And so until then, and even after then, users must take, you've got to take your own precautions. Use use a hardware wallet or other, take responsibility basically, make other personal security measures, instead of solely relying on exchanges, their own internal security efforts. Make your own effort. We are trying to cut out the middleman in crypto, so that means we become responsible for our own money. So it's an important article because it brings attention to how crypto companies are managing security risks, and also the ongoing regulatory debates that will end up shaping the future of crypto, especially crypto security. And it's raising awareness of this, kind of increasing number of hacks that we seem to be seeing within crypto land. So, there's potential for new security requirements, and then we've got also the pushback from policymakers, all of which are having or will have direct implications for the safety of user funds. That's what I've got for you today, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.